Hello, and welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take the sources you bring us and really boil them down to the most potent insights, those aha
Mhm.
moments.
Mhm.
And today, you've brought us something, well, pretty fascinating. It's excerpts from a historical romance novel, To Tempt a Saint, by Kate Moore.
That's right.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, a romance novel for a deep dive, but here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Our mission today, it isn't just about following, a thrilling plot. It's about peeling back the layers of Regency London society.
Absolutely. We're looking at ambition,
Mhm.
class, family loyalty.
All these surprising truths hidden inside this really captivating story. We're digging into what drives people, their big plans, sometimes their desperate ones.
Precisely. And what's remarkable, I think, is how this fictional world can just illuminate so much about a real historical time. London, early 19th century.
Right.
We'll look at those stark contrasts, incredible wealth right next to, well, grinding poverty.
And the city itself changing.
Yeah, the beginnings of urban improvements, gas lights, all that. And the social structures, so complex, shaping lives and choices.
So the big question is,
Well, how do those personal desires, those deep needs, clash or intertwine with what society expects? How does that push people to do extraordinary things?
okay, let's jump right in then. Starting in 1816 with Xander Jones,
Mm-hmm.
we meet him at a boxing match, Leicester Square. And it just paints this picture, doesn't it? Dukes and draymen, side by side, roaring for violence.
It's a great snapshot. Shows how some things, like public spectacle, could blur those really rigid class lines, even just for a moment.
But the Xander's own world, it's anything but simple. He's one of the sons of sin.
Right, that scandalous nickname. Him and his brothers, Will and Kit, different fathers.
Exactly. But their mother, a famous courtesan, she completely defied expectations.
She really did. And that's a key insight right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Regency London, yes, it had these incredibly rigid class structures, but maybe it wasn't totally locked down. Well, Xander's family shows that, with enough shrewdness, enough personal drive, even from a background like that,
Yeah.
you could find a path
His mother's financial skill, turning lovers' gifts.
into a tidy empire of investments. And giving her sons a gentleman's education, that gave them a foothold, in a society that really wanted to shut them out.
And Xander himself, he's not just about fitting in or fighting. He has these visions, right? Even looking at the dirty streets.
Yeah, he's imagining wide thoroughfares,
Mhm.
replacing the narrow, stinking lanes. He sees gaslights, a future London.
He's got ambition, but then everything just shatters.
That mob attack.
Horrifying. They attack the regent's carriage. Xander jumps in, saves the regent's life.
Well,
Brave, protective.
But in the chaos?
His youngest brother, Kit, snatched, just gone, pulled into those awful lanes.
And that moment, it's completely pivotal. It changes his whole life's direction.
He gets knighted for saving the regent, Sir Alexander Jones.
Yeah, but it's a paper knighthood, isn't it? It feels hollow, meaningless, really, compared to losing Kit.
So London's darkness, it's not just a social problem for him anymore.
No, it's personal. It's the place that swallowed Kit deep into its fetid belly. That imagery is so strong.
So his obsession with lighting St. Giles, the darkest rookery,
It's not just urban planning. It's a quest, almost symbolic,
tear down walls, tearing up streets.
to unlock a dark closet and freeing those huddled inside. It's a metaphor, a powerful one for finding his brother. He needs to bring light to find what's lost in the dark.
Okay, so let's jump forward. 3 years, 1819.
Right, and the focus shifts.
Completely. We meet Cleo Spencer, and her world has just imploded.
From having thick cloaks to burn at 16,
And now, standing in Evershott's bank, desperate for her own money. She's wearing as thin as her cloak.
her situation, it's such a critical insight into how vulnerable women were, legally and financially, even aristocratic women.
Her father's death.
Yeah.
Scandalous. A fall downstairs at a brothel.
Leaving her and her younger brother Charlie basically powerless,
Yeah.
wards of trustees.
And one of those trustees, Archibald March.
He's trouble. Clearly, more interested in their money than their welfare, he's a direct threat, especially to her control over Charlie.
Her vulnerability, it's such a contrast to Xander's story, even with his own issues.
Absolutely. She's trapped out of the system, no direct control over her inheritance, trying to save tiny amounts of money, keeping up appearances with one good shirt. It shows the immediate danger she's in.
And March embodies that systemic exploitation, doesn't he? How easily a woman's life could just fall apart.
Exactly. Through no real fault of her own. It's chilling.
So it's right then, when she's at her lowest ebb, that she runs into Xander.
And the timing is, well, quite something, because he's in the middle of proposing
To
marriage.
Miss Finsbury, and it's the most transactional proposal
Oh,
imaginable.
incredibly blunt. I am prepared to offer you a comfortable home, freedom.
And children, should you desire them, like ordering groceries.
And he flat out says he wants her 30,000 pounds for his enterprise that will change the face of London.
Predictably, Miss Finsbury's horrified, rejects him, calls him a common fortune hunter.
And then the real blow.
Lord Candover's bastard!
Brutal. Highlighting that even knighthood can't erase illegitimate birth in that society.
That scene just lays it bare, doesn't it? Marriage as finance, dowries as capital,
Yeah.
and the enduring power of lineage. That insult, bastard, it shows how much proper birth still mattered, even for a man like Xander who'd achieved something.
But Cleo sees something else, doesn't she? She thinks.
Ah, yes. Her observation is so sharp. He had wanted Miss Finsbury to refuse him. He had encouraged her rejection.
So he was already thinking ahead, using the rejection.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Maybe setting the stage for his next move. Calculating.
Okay, so Miss Finsbury is out. Xander still needs the money for his big vision, the East London Gas Company, lighting St. Giles.
Which is still fundamentally about finding Kit.
Right. And Cleo. She's desperate, needs her fortune to get Charlie into school, away from March's control.
So their paths collide at this point of mutual desperation.
And they strike a deal. A marriage of convenience.
A strategic alliance, really. He gets her 20,000 pounds for the gasworks.
And she gets security. A generous allowance and equal access to our money, specifically for Charlie. Protection for March.
It's fascinating how marriage becomes this tool, a weapon almost.
Exactly. It's a shield for both of them. Cleo needs protection for March, who she thinks, probably rightly, is trying to get her declared mad.
Not just terrifying, the mad girl label. Another way women could be controlled.
Absolutely weaponized.
Yeah.
And Xander, he needs the money for his quest, which he frames as this, public good project.
Because no bank would fund such a venture.
Right. It shows how radical, how foolish his idea of lighting up the poorest areas seemed to the establishment. No profit in it, perhaps, or too disruptive.
So the wedding itself, not exactly romantic.
No, far from it. Rushed, cold.
Just Charlie and Xander's brother Will, the disreputable one, as witnesses.
Little Charlie worrying about Bluebeard is such a touching yet dark detail, asking if Cleo will like sleeping with him.
And Cleo's answer is so pragmatic. Married people do sleep together, of course, but every couple comes to it in their own way. She expects they'll wait.
It underscores the practical nature of their bond. And Xander, initially, plans to avoid consummation altogether.
Who is that?
To protect Cleo, actually. If March contested the marriage, consummation would make the legal mess even worse for her.
Wow, so even in this cold transaction, there's a hint of consideration.
Perhaps, or maybe just pragmatism about protecting his investment, his access to her funds. It's complicated.
The whole wedding scene, it's like an anti-romance.
Totally. It really emphasizes the deal they've made. And Cleo, noticing the words in the service, carnal embrace. Man's carnal lusts.
Suddenly realizing the legal implications, the physical reality of what she signed up for.
Right. And it's all happening against the backdrop of March spreading those mad girl rumors.
Which came from her threatening March with a poker, right? When he was in her bedroom.
Exactly. A moment of understandable, grief-stricken rage twisted by March to paint her as unstable. It just hammers home the vulnerability.
So they're married. And their lives start running on these parallel yet very different tracks.
Yes, and this gives us such a clear insight into the two Londons existing side by side.
Cleo sets up house in Mayfair, Xander's place, full of gold bars of light, relative safety, elegance.
Meanwhile, Xander is back in the muck, often in disguise.
In the crumbling, stinking, disease-ridden lanes of Bread Street, a place so bad even the police rarely ventured there.
His mission is just relentless down there, searching for Kit.
And that detail about the bills of mortality, London's weekly death lists.
Ah, yes. Painstakingly going through them, looking for one child's name among hundreds.
It's heartbreaking, shows the sheer scale of death, especially among the poor, anonymous lives.
And when he finds marked entries, children's deaths, the deaths of boys, you feel his desperation. It's raw. Such a stark contrast to Cleo's world of potential balls in society life, even if she's navigating her dangers.
Makes you think, like you said, how many other stories were hidden in those lists.
Exactly. Untold tragedies.
Meanwhile, Uncle March isn't just sitting back. He's actively fighting them.
Oh, yeah. He's using the law, trying to get their marriage invalidated through that qui tam writ against the curate, accusing him of perjury.
But he's also working in the shadows. Much darker stuff.
Much darker. Using those boys from Bredsell's school on Bread Street.
The school run by Reverend Bredsell seems charitable on the surface.
But it's a front. March uses the boys as spies, finding dirt on important people, weaknesses, vices, sins. It's a blackmail operation.
So the noted London philanthropist is actually
a mawworm that preys on London, corrupt to the core, deeply involved in the city's underbelly.
And this highlights that hypocrisy again, doesn't it?
Massively. Outward respectability hiding deep rot. March's charity is just a cover for crime and information brokering, and it reaches high up.
The Home Secretary is mentioned.
Yes, hinting at a wider network of corruption, shielded by power and privilege, and Bredsell's school, turning poor kids into tools for crime.
Knowledge is power.
But used for evil. It really makes you question how many powerful people back then held on to their positions through similar hidden means, exploiting the vulnerable for information and leverage.
But amidst all this danger, the legal fights, the spying, something shifts between Cleo and Xander.
It does, surprisingly. Their personal connection starts to grow despite the initial setup.
Cleo isn't just a damsel in distress. She's proactive, fierce.
Absolutely. Ready to stage a dramatic conjugal onslaught to fool the spies watching them. That determination.
And the pig-sticking knife, trying to seduce him with it.
Huh? Yes. It's such a memorable, almost bizarre symbol of her character. Fierce, practical, maybe a little reckless. She's taking control in the only way she knows how.
Their relationship becomes this, complex dance, wills clashing, but also desire, attraction.
Definitely. Complicated by the danger they're both in from March, but the connection is undeniable. Xander dreaming about her.
Acknowledging her reckless and demanding and headlong nature, he's seeing her, not just the bargain.
Exactly. That knife isn't about romance in the traditional sense, maybe. It's about two people finding this strange, intense partnership built on shared risk, mutual need, and maybe grudging respect turning into something more.
Okay, so it all builds to this absolutely wild climax on Bread Street.
The brewery flood, it's incredible.
March's plan is just audacious. Using Truman's brewery, breaching the giant beer tank.
To create a literal raging torrent of beer down the street.
Aimed at drowning Cleo in the cellar of number 40. It's almost operatic villainy.
It really is. But Xander gets there. Will warns him.
In the middle of this chaos, the beer rushing everywhere, the big reveal.
Moment.
The hooded youth helping Xander save Cleo, passing that broken rod through the window.
It's Kit.
Alive after 3 years.
And that reveal just changes everything. It's not just that he's alive, it's how he's alive.
He hasn't just been a victim.
No. He's become, what does the text say, a knight of those streets. A protector.
He chose to stay there, on Bread Street, homeless and nameless.
Seems so. Rather than go back to the fine house off Berkeley Square, it suggests this really complex loyalty, maybe a new identity forged in hardship, or maybe fear of what returning means.
It completely reframes Xander's whole quest, doesn't it?
Totally. Kit wasn't just lost in the darkness. He was transformed by it. He found his own way, his own purpose, right there in the place Xander was trying to save.
And the confrontation with March brings everything out.
All the secrets spill. March exposed as a blackmailer, a murderer.
Responsible for Cleo's father's death, too, and Mother Greenslade?
Yes. The conspiracy runs deep,
Yeah.
and the corruption goes right to the top.
Even Xander's estranged father, the Marquess of Candover, shows up.
Chillingly, warning Cleo to tell Xander to stop looking. The boy must be dead by now.
Confirming he knew, or was involved, trying to keep Kit hidden.
It points to a high-level cover-up. Aristocratic shame, fear of scandal, overriding everything else. Candover's coldness towards Xander, his desperation to keep Kit dead. It's brutal.
And Will, Xander's brother.
He makes a huge sacrifice. Gives up his job as a Bow Street runner, basically, an early police officer, to expose March and protect the family. Real loyalty there.
So the powerful, the privileged, they're shown to be deeply corrupt.
Exactly. March's friends in high places, the Home Secretary. It paints a picture of a system protecting its own, no matter how rotten.
And the brewery flood itself, it's almost like a cleansing in a weird way.
A violent purging, maybe? Exposing all the secrets of Bread Street while trying to commit murder. But it does allow a new kind of light in, literally and figuratively.
It marks a real turning point. Xander, Cleo, Kit, Will, they're actively fighting back, shaping their own futures against these huge forces.
They are, taking control.
So wrapping this up, what does this deep dive tell us? What's the takeaway for you listening?
Well, I think
We went into a historical romance, maybe expecting one thing, but we found this really complex look at Regency London, way beyond just ballrooms.
Definitely. We saw how these very personal stories, loss, ambition, searching for family, can drive huge changes, like literally lighting up a city
Yeah.
or challenging power structures.
It's a reminder, isn't it, that behind the big historical events or the societal facades, it's
Yeah.
always about people, their motivations, their struggles, deeply human stuff.
Indeed. And the journey of Xander and Cleo, starting with that marriage of convenience, it really teaches us about resilience, finding strength, finding connection in the most unexpected ways.
And it challenges assumptions, right? About power, class, even love.
Absolutely. It shows that being truly well-informed, it's not just about facts and dates. It's about understanding these interwoven stories, how individuals navigate the society they're in.
It encourages us to look deeper.
Yeah, to question what seems obvious, what's known, to see that Promethean promise, that spark of defiance of creation in human actions, even small ones.
So as you go about your own deep dives, maybe prepping for a meeting, maybe just following your curiosity, or think about this. What surprising truths might you find if you look beyond the surface? If you connect things that seem unrelated? If you let those personal stories light up the bigger picture?
What hidden closets, like in the novel, might you unlock in your own understanding?
Great question. Until next time, keep digging, keep questioning.
And keep learning.